And let's check the starting lineups for Game 2 from Chicago. For Miami, Hardaway and Leonard in the backcourt. P.J. Brown, Alonzo Mourning, and Jamal Mashburn up front. And for Chicago, it'll be Jordan and Ron Harper, Dennis Rodman, Longley, and Scottie Pippen. And let's check in with Craig Sager once again.
Well, earlier we showed the collision between Dennis Rodman and Alonzo Mourning 2 days ago. Zoe is still in severe pain, so much so that Ron Culp, the trainer, sent for 8 different type of vests and protection to wear in his chest. He even talked to the Miami Dolphins about a flak jacket. The one he selected, we tried to show you, but it's under tight security, but it's like a belt that goes across his chest, held in by Velcro, heavily padded. It allows him to breathe, does not restrict his movement, but still it could be bothersome for Zoe tonight. Back to Vern.
Okay, Craig, thank you. You buying that?
I don't know about the vest. I think they have kryptonite in it to try to stop Superman Jordan from doing anything tonight.
Maybe, yeah. The officiating crew tonight, Bill Oakes, Steve Javie, and Bernie Fryer. And Tim Hardaway picks up the dribble as we open game number 2. Hardaway guarded by Ron Harper, who had a superb game the other night. Here's Sean Leonard. Jamal Mashburn looks inside for Alonzo Mourning. Longley, Pippen comes back, makes a pass at helping, but they'll play more. Now there comes the help. In the lane, nice, tough shot in the lane by Alonzo Mourning.
Yeah, the Bulls do not like to help. They do help, but they don't want to trap or anything like that. You can see one-on-one Luke Longley, and that's not good.
Scottie Pippen picked up the first foul of the evening as Jamal Mashburn went for the steal.
You can see Alonzo Mourning. This is what he wants to do. He wants to back down and get so he can go over his left shoulder and throw the right-hand hook. If he can get that all night, they're in great shape.
Hardaway goes left for Sean Leonard. Jordan guards Leonard. Oh, my goodness. No hesitation in launching that one. He was 4 for his first 4 from three-point range in game 1 and then sat down and said goodnight. Here's Leonard on the steal. Right side for Mashburn, back to Hardaway. Pippen had been knocked down. Here's Hardaway, too strong.
But that's what they want to do. You're going to see more drives from the Heat. They took a lot of jumpers in game 1. Pat Riley wants them to drive the ball to the basket more.
Here's Jordan. Goes scoop shot, no. Mourning gets the rebound and finds Hardaway. Early 2-0 lead. Mashburn asked for it left side, but Ron Harper switches back on him. Jordan has Hardaway for the moment. Now here's Mashburn. Little jump hook, nice soft touch.
Boy, he got to where he wanted to go. He bang, 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 and he was almost under the basket. They're not helping right now. The Bulls are playing one-on-one defense on the post. They do not want to help and open up the three-point shooters of the Heat.
They front walk Longley. It's knocked out of bounds by Alonzo Mourning. Let's watch Mashburn a moment ago.
You're talking about being patient, getting the ball where you want. I don't think he even had to make a move here. He was so low. Look where he is shooting the ball. That's an easy shot for anyone.
Harper kicks it in the corner to Pippen. Backs up for 3.
Boy, I tell you, Scottie Pippen in this playoffs has played his best basketball in his career.
And it was on the line, 2. No, it is 3. Mourning. Back outside to Leonard. Little pump fake and the three-point shot off the mark. Rodman tips, and it's taken away from Dennis Rodman by Jamal Mashburn.
And I would say just watching so far, the Heat, they're playing really loose, but they're playing extremely hard.
Hardaway, 4-3 is the score. 9.5 to go, opening quarter. Mourning fights for it. Back to Leonard. Alonzo Mourning, jumper, too strong. Rodman with a rebound. He had 19 rebounds in game 1.
And I thought his emotion is what turned the game around in game 1.
Oh, boy!
Well, in game 1, Michael Jordan was the guy who came out and tried to take shots to get them going. Right now it's Scottie Pippen. The big 2, Scottie Pippen or Jordan, they want to get their team out into a good start.
Back-to-back threes for Scottie Pippen and a foul called underneath on Luke Longley. Or is it Rodman? It's Rodman.
And Pat Riley's happy. He said this happened a lot in game 1. There was no calls. Guys grabbing and holding. He thought Michael Jordan and Pippen did it more than anyone. And Scottie Pippen already has 1. Now Dennis Rodman has 1.
Jamal Mashburn. Here's Sean Leonard. Takes his 3rd shot, and he gets his first 3.
A lot like game 1. Rashawn Leonard came out shooting. The difference is this has not been in in transition, this is half court. They want Vashawn Leonard to get more shots. Got 4 early ones and really didn't take many after that.
Jordan with the screen on Hardaway. Now Hardaway steps in front of the return pass and knocks it out of bounds.
If you look at the game so far, it's a slow tempo, but if you look at the score, the Heat's ahead, so they're happy.
Harper. Longley. Rodman touched it, knocks it over to the left side. Vashawn Leonard gathers it for Miami. Heat leads 7-6. Mourning goes baseline and knocks it out of bounds.
That's why you make Alonzo go left, because that's not where he wants to go. Luke Longley does a nice job, plays him on the high side, makes him go baseline. He does not like going that way.
Scottie Pippen is guarded by Mashburn. Here's the entry pass to Longley. Mourning has him. Puts his shoulder down, puts it off the glass and in. Technical foul called by Steve Javie, and it's called on Rodman. So the streak is alive. This is the 10th game, and that's 10 technicals for Rodman.
And he's getting out of the way early tonight. That's not a good sign, though. Now he has to watch himself for the rest of the game. If you're Phil Jackson, you're not real happy with that.
Hardaway gets the technical free throw.
And you can
Rodman.
see it right here. And well, they saw something we did.
Or heard something we did.
Yes, very likely.
Tied at 8, 7:45 to go. First quarter report. Mashburn with a jumper. Pippen backs into him. Loose ball, out of bounds, and touch last by Miami. Scottie Pippen will bring it across the timeline. P.J. Brown and Rodman.
And that's what makes the Bulls offense so good. Scottie Pippen brings it up. Ron Harper brings it up. Michael Jordan brings it up. Even Dennis Rodman brings it up. They can get in their offense with 4 different guys starting.
Jordan, now how do you stop that shot?
You don't.
I mean, Vashawn Leonard had a hand in his face. It goes back to the point you were talking about with Riley and his statistics. Underneath, there's a foul called, no, 3-second violation. Watch the hand in the face by Vashawn Leonard.
Yeah, and Pat Riley was talking about that stat again, and we've mentioned it. Hand in the face with Jordan. He's now down to 47% with the hand in his face. With no hand in his face, he's shooting at a 65% rate. That's tough if you're the opponent.
Harper off the front rim. Hardaway will run, does not have numbers, as Jordan and Harper and Pippen get back. Hardaway takes it strong, and the foul is going to be called on Alonzo Mourning.
And that's twice now Tim Hardaway has gotten all the way to the basket. That's what Pat Riley wants him to do now. He's not made either one, but they want dribble penetration out of their guards.
6:44 to go in the opening quarter of Game 2. Time call.
He got long arms, he reaches a lot, and I just wasn't aggressive with the ball. I just wasn't taking the ball to the basket when I saw the lane. I was just settling for my jump shot, not really creating for my teammates in the second half like I was doing in the first half, and that hurt us. But he's cutting off the sideline. They don't want me to go right. I'm going to have to start going left and creating going left.
Tim Hardaway, who was named to the first All-NBA team. Quite an honor for him.
Yeah, that really is. And he's right. You know, Ron Harper has a size advantage. Tim Hardaway has a quickness advantage. So move your feet. Make Ron Harper move his feet because Tim Hardaway's feet are much quicker.
Hand check foul called on Vashawn Leonard, his first. In Game 1, Hardaway with 13 points, 9 assists. But Harper really played well.
I thought he was another key. You know, the big two always get the mention, but I thought Dennis Rodman and Ron Harper were key.
That one thrown away by Longley.
That's one of the few times you'll see the Bulls triangle offense look bad, and it looked bad on that play right there.
In that case, the triangle equals the third turnover. Michael Jordan chatting amiably with Steve Javie.
Yeah, he told him, you're a little too soon with that whistle right there. He said, let it go out of bounds first. And he's right. Jordan almost got to that.
Well, Javie had no response.
Well, Javie was thinking, there's no way that Michael could get to that ball. He got to it. He almost looked bad.
$10-8 is our score. And here comes Ron Harper. Luke Longley. Rodman and P.J. Brown. Nice touch pass underneath. Beauty.
Wow, that was just tremendous ball movement and body movement by the Bulls.
Longley's pass to Pippen results in a basket and a 4-point lead.
And you're a little concerned if you're the Heat because this is a half-court game. Though they're only down 4 points, they don't want to play this game.
Leonard dishes to P.J. Brown, and another missed Miami layup. But Rodman equals things up by throwing it away. Go ahead.
Yeah, take a look at Scottie Pippen just moving. He knew where he was going. A little cut, but the pass might have been better than the cut, Vern.
Miami scoreless from the field in the last 3 quarters. Here's Hardaway. Foul is going to be called on Ron Harper, his first. Well, among the differences in this game, notice that Miami is wearing the black uniforms.
I noticed that. I don't get to why.
Well, thanks for asking. Oh, Pat Riley, they wore red in their 3 wins against New York to win the series 4-3. They wore red here the other night. Riley said that's enough.
How about that for a setup?
Yeah, nice. Loose ball foul on Miami. On P.J. Brown, his second.
And you can see the Heat right now, they're playing this slow half-court game. The Bulls are starting to impose their will. They need to get out and run. They're getting frustrated. Riley's getting frustrated. He has to take guys out. They have to get out and run.
Well, he's giving Steve Javie an earful, and Javie ignores him. Ike Austin getting ready to come on for P.J. Brown. This foul on Mashburn is his first. P.J. Brown, who was a little tentative in Game 1, having been suspended for the 2 final games against New York.
And he's a young player, and I think that needs to be mentioned. It's tough. You come back from a suspension, you think everybody in the world is watching you, and he played that way. Now he gets 2 early fouls, so he has to be tentative again.
Scottie Pippen from 3. Rodman tries to save it, can't quite get there.
2 years ago. 2 years ago, he could have gotten there.
Really?
Yes.
What a difference 2 years made.
2 steps.
Are you speaking from experience?
Absolutely.
4:45 to go first quarter. Nice entry pass. Ike Austin, well, he got to make that shot.
Yeah, he got great position. And twice Tim Hardaway's gotten to the paint. Layups they've missed. Great position there. Missed. That's 3 easy buckets for the Heat that they did not come away with.
Loose ball picked up by Jordan. In and out. Longley saves it back to Harper. Harper showing wisdom for the ages. Pays attention to Michael Jordan, who says slow it down.
Yes.
Now they get it to Jordan. 4:05 to go first quarter. Double comes from Mashburn. So Jordan goes baseline and draws another foul. Deshaun Leonard, his second.
And just watch Dennis Rodman on defense here, just moving around, puts a body on him. But this is where, if Ike Austin gets the ball that deep, he has to make that shot.
Michael Jordan at the free throw line.
You know, it's funny. You were talking about watching Ron Harper. Michael Jordan says slow the ball down, they slow it down. That's why this team is so good. They know who the chief is, and it's a bunch of Indians.
Right. Deshaun Leonard sits with his second foul. And Willie Anderson, who has seen extensive minutes in the playoffs, particularly in the New York series, is on the floor. 14-8, Bulls up by 6. And Miami ice cold, 3 of 12. Alonzo Mourning Help comes from Pippen. Back to Mourning. Now the help comes from Jordan. Mourning kicks it outside. Rebound, Michael Jordan. 3:33 to go, opening quarter. It's Anderson guarding Pippen, and he takes him off the dribble. Pulls back. Rodman battles, loose ball foul on Miami.
And Rodman is into this game early. He's just causing havoc out there. You don't see it in the stats, but he's making a lot of the little things happen right now for the Bulls. Scottie Pippen drives. Ike Austin goes to help. No one puts the body on Dennis Rodman.
Rodman will go to the free throw line. Tomorrow night, Game 3 from the Summit in Houston. Utah Jazz with a lead of 2-0 going to take on the Rockets, and that game starts at 8 o'clock Eastern Time tomorrow night on TNT. Rodman gets 1 of 2, and the lead is 7. Hardaway picked up by Harper. Here's Willie Anderson, and Jordan has him. Gets a screen from Alonzo Mourning. Now they go left side. Back to the top of the key. Dan Marley has come in. And the arid spell continues for Miami.
Yeah, but they're not running. And again, if you let the Bulls set their defense, you're going to have a tough time scoring. And right now, that's exactly what's happening.
Harper buries one for 3. Miami jumped off to a 4-0 lead. They've been outscored 18-4 since that time. And they call time. Phil Jackson called on Dennis Rodman, gave him the start in Game 1. He responded with a very energetic effort.
Yeah, I thought his energy is what lifted the Bulls. They came out flat. He came out flat to start the game. But then when he got back in that game, he imposed his will, did all the little things that a Dennis Rodman type player could do.
Including a technical call by Bennett Salvatore. Here are the numbers in his matchup with P.J. Brown. Only 4 points. Don't expect too many more than that. But look at the rebounding edge, particularly on the offensive glass.
Yeah, 19-5 is not good. And tonight it's happening again.
5 rebounds to none tonight. And the rebounding edge for Chicago is +6 at 10-4.
And right now you see PJ on the bench. First game he came out tentative. Tonight he came out, he tried to give more energy, and then he gets in foul trouble. So again, when he comes back in, he's going to be worried about fouls instead of playing Dennis Rodman.
Tony Kukoc, who had a forgettable evening in Game 1, is on the floor now. And Willie Anderson goes at him, then kicks it outside. Here's Alonzo Mourning with a turnaround taken by Longley. And Scottie Pippen finds Kukoc.
None of the shots that the Heat are taking is the ones they want right now. Everything's a forced shot for them, and it's due to the Bulls defense.
Longley, nice drop step. Here comes Miami now trailing 20-8. They haven't scored a field goal in 8 minutes. And recall that until Marley's jumper with almost no time left in quarter number 4, in Game 1 they had only 8 points in that quarter. Here's Hardaway. Little runner, it won't go. 3 of 22 now, make it 4 of 23 for Tim Hardaway and the Miami Heat.
But if he keeps driving like that, and if they're going to play a half court, they need somebody to drive so they can draw help and get others involved. He has to keep driving. So far, every time he's taken the ball to the basket, he's tried to shoot. Eventually, he'll be able to pass.
Harper from Pippen for 2 more.
And the big sign for the Bulls on offense is not just Michael or Scottie. Everyone else is involved.
Hardaway kicks it back to Mourning. Kukoc comes over to pick him up defensively. Takes him off the dribble, shields it. Will not go, and Rodman with another rebound. Rodman running hard right side. Pippen kicks it out to Rodman for 3. And he's there for the ball again.
Well, they're all over. Right now, that's the team that's moving, getting the loose balls. The Bulls at home. That's not good if you're a road team.
Traveling. Well, the Miami Heat had the best road record in regular season play in the NBA this year. 32-9.
But look at Scottie Pippen. Just watch his movement right now. Look at the pass to Ron Harper. They're getting every shot they want. The Heat, they're not. And that's because it's a half-court game. I like what he's doing right here. Pat Riley's ISOing Tim Hardaway. That's not the shot he wanted on an ISO as a pull-up jumper.
22-10. Miami has had only one victory on the road in the playoffs. That was that critical win in Game 6 in New York. Offensive foul called on Ron Harper. That's his second foul of the night. And the 15th foul. Ike Austin, Hardaway, Marley, Willie Anderson, and Alonzo Mourning. And Randy Brown, who's celebrating his 29th birthday tonight, makes his first appearance in the ball game.
And he's coming in instead of Kerr because Tim Hardaway is still on the court. And they want Randy Brown to put ball pressure on Tim Hardaway.
Final 15 seconds, first quarter. Miami with only 28 points in the second half of the first game, and off to a very slow start here with only 10 thus far. That foul called on Brown.
And that's a smart foul by Brown because it takes away a shot. They had a foul to give.
Mourning kicks it. Anderson, jumper, good. Pippen hurries it for Randy Brown. Jumper, too strong. We have reached the end of one at the United Center in Chicago. Scottie Pippen hit his first 2 3-pointers and then continued to play well for the remainder of the first stanza. 8 points for Pippen, 22 for the Chicago Bulls. They lead by 10 with 3 to play.
You see 0-0. It's all right if Chicago has 0 because they have guys who can make shots in any situation. Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan. The Heat do not. And if you're going to get in a half-court set, you're going to have a tough time scoring on the Bulls.
Here's Mourning with the first turnover, and he gets it in the hands of Hardaway. You're suggesting it may have been a mistake for Riley to choose the Ventures walk, don't run as the pregame music in the locker room.
Exactly. They need to run, run, run.
11:35 first half from the corner, no.
And then you start talking about confidence, and Pat Riley talked about this morning. He said what happens a lot of times if when you stop scoring on offense, you stop playing defense and you struggle all around. And I think that's what's happening right now to the Heat.
Brian Williams is off the bench for Chicago, and he misses his first shot. At the other end, Randy Brown got in front of the pass from Willie Anderson and saves it.
And that's the first attempt tonight to get a quick bucket. It was a turnover, but they have to keep forcing the issue.
Timmy Hardaway, who is a streaky shooter, is off to a cold start, 1 of 7. And John Crotty is over on the bench. That one in and out. And Rodman, loose ball foul over the back, picks up his second foul of the ball game. Crotty is on. They're going to let Tim Hardaway rest. Well, in the last 2 quarters, fourth quarter, game 1, and tonight, 8 of 33.
And it's been the same thing, not running. We keep beating this in the ground. They have to get in transition game. Pat Riley, quite honestly, told us this morning, if we don't run, we're not going to win. We have to run. And this is key, though, right here. Dennis Rodman goes out of the game. So now maybe the Heat can get some rebounds and they can get out to the fast break.
Jason Cappy, who started 3 games prior to this series, is on the floor for Rodman. Ike Austin picks up, or draws the foul, rather.
And that's twice Ike Austin has gotten the ball so deep in the paint. If he can get the ball down there, he can make things happen. Right there, he draws a foul.
Steve Kerr will come on for Phil Jackson's team.
And it's not a coincidence. Tim Hardaway goes to sit down. Steve Kerr gets a chance to play. Steve Kerr was the happiest guy in this building when Tim Hardaway sat down.
Kerr picks up John Crotty. Crotty had some terrific moments in that New York series. This one out, Crotty saves it. He did not play in the first game here. Austin sets the pick, skip pass out to Crotty. Entry pass to Mourning. Good defensive job by Brian Williams. Knocked out of bounds by Mourning.
Not only Brian Williams, but Michael Jordan was there also. Alonzo Mourning turns around. He sees Brian Williams and Michael Jordan. He turns the ball over.
Austin out on Cappy. Here's Brian Williams in the hands of Jordan. And another hand check foul. This one called on Willie Anderson.
This is nice, D. This is one of the few guys who can move his feet along with Brian Williams, but I think Michael Jordan calls that, allows a change, brings it right back into Brian Williams.
Steve Kerr. Kukoc finds Williams. He gives it back to Kukoc. Jason Cappy is guarded by Austin. Here's Kerr with Crotty out on the perimeter defending. Cappy on the baseline. 7 turnovers for Chicago, but they still have a 10-point lead. Miami has had 22 possessions tonight, and 13 times the shot clock is shown between 5 and 10 seconds left when they have put the ball at the basket. That's not the up-tempo game they want.
No, the number 2 up there where they've only gotten really 2 quick shots is not what Pat Riley wants. And we're going to keep beating this in the ground until they do something, because they're going to have a tough time scoring.
And let's check in with Craig Sager.
Well, despite only 12 points, no yelling in the Miami huddle, I think Pat Riley, not wanting his young team to lose confidence, he stressed the importance of having the offense go from inside out, getting the ball down low. Vern?
Morning fights for position, Doc, excuse me.
And that's one of the most used things or overused things about Pat. Pat Riley's not a screamer. He's not that type of coach. He's a guy that demands things from his players, but you will rarely see him screaming at his players. He'll do it every once in a while, but he's not a guy that thinks you need to scream at players to get them to play.
Told him this morning we had that picture of Riley and Phil Jackson when they were both playing in the NBA back. They started in 1967. He said he thought he'd get a copy of it and send it, an autographed copy to Phil Jackson inscribed, "To Black Elk, we were both warriors."
They still are.
Jordan, Kerr for 3. Rebound, Willie Anderson. Miami will try to force it. Here comes Marley, but Kukoc is back. Now Ike Austin open for the jumper.
Quick offense. Quick offense. Miss a shot. Get into your offense. Do not allow the Bulls to set it up, and they get an easy shot.
Riley will send Jamal Mashburn back on the floor here at the next dead ball. Here's Cappy. Oh, nice pass. Oh, what a block by Mourning as Jordan put it up. Willie Anderson hurries it, finds Crotty. Austin's open for the jumper, but he puts it on the floor instead and gets it to Alonzo Mourning for 2.
Twice now. Quick offense again. A block shot. Get into your offense. You know, we look at this score. They only are down 6 points. They're down 6 points because they are still playing defense on the other end, though they're struggling on the offensive end.
Jordan gets a screen from Kukoc. Chicago's hit its own drought now. They haven't scored in 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Anderson, it's loose, and he picks it up. Willie Anderson. Skip pass to Marley for 3. Too strong. Jordan has it for Chicago, and he finds Kukoc.
But the tempo is changing a little bit, and it's changing in Miami's favor. They'll take this tempo all night long.
Now Kerr, nice penetration. Beauty.
Big shot for him. Steve Kerr's been struggling. He needed one to go in.
Back to an 8-point margin at 24-16. Kerr guards Crotty. Marley pops out. Alonzo Mourning. Jordan comes to the double team. Willie Anderson to Crotty in the corner. No. Williams. Good position boxing out Mourning. And at the other end is Kukoc. 7 to go, first half. Game 2. And Marley comes over and gets in the way. 2-on-1. Crotty to a feed from Marley. And Kerr with the foul before the shot can be taken.
And Kerr with a really smart foul.
As we go to break, take a look at the Steve Kerr penetration.
Boy, he needed something. Didn't make the 3, so he takes it close, and he banks it.
Anderson in game 1, 6 points. Askins with 3. He hasn't played tonight. Austin and Marley with 9 between the two of them.
And usually those numbers aren't that great, but in game 1, they definitely outplayed the Bulls bench. And again tonight, only 4-2 in bench scoring, but Pat Riley, due to foul trouble, has had to go to his bench. Riley is not a guy who likes using a deep bench in the playoffs, And in the Knicks series and this series, he's had to do that.
Well, he's gone 9 deep already in this one. He has only one starter on the floor right now. That's this man, Jamal Mashburn, who pops it for 3. No. Michael Jordan. Oh, Scottie Pippen at the other end. And he missed it. The pressure of Mashburn getting back really helped.
Scottie can't believe that there was no foul call. He's saying that Mashburn undercut his legs. But look at this outlet pass. This is a 2-guard making the Wes Unseld type outlet pass here.
Steal by Pippen on the inbounds play. So how's that for the makeup? Now a technical foul.
Oh, and I think Crotty is hurting.
John Crotty limping as he gets up.
Oh, Crotty fell. It looked like he hurt his knee there. And then you can see him just holding on to Scottie Pippen's leg just to try to foul. And then you see Scottie get a little angry. And Willie Anderson coming to the aid.
And Willie Anderson got called for the technical. Tim Hardaway is going to replace John Crotty, who's favoring his right knee. And Steve Kerr, who's deadly at the line, cans that one. Steve Kerr overcame a really, really serious knee injury. And what a nice career he's carved out of the University of Arizona.
He really has. What he's done, he's found a niche. He looked at teams and he said, where can I go and spot up? Well, they have Matt Maloney already in Houston now, so he couldn't go there, though he was here first. Let me go with Michael. I can stand around and I can shoot threes, and he's the best three-point shooter in the league.
Oh, it's a pretty good pass. Steve Kerr to Pippen. And the lead is 13. 22nd timeout called by the Miami Heat. It was Pippen on the steal of John Crotty. Pat Riley eyeballing the officials, and then Steve Kerr's alley-oop to Scottie Pippen.
And that's a great pass. And, you know, a lot of people talk about Steve Kerr and they say he's a great shooter, and that's it. Steve Kerr can do other things. He can put the ball on the floor pretty well. He can penetrate. He's not a great defender, but he stays on you.
And I think we've got another technical foul called, this one on Scottie Robertson, the assistant coach. Yep.
And it all started with Pat Riley. Pat Riley is yelling at Steve Javie saying, listen, Scottie Pippen kicked John Crotty. There was nothing called. Then you come down and give him a foul. Scottie Robinson gets involved. You give him a foul, a technical foul. I think that the Heat would rather have Scottie Robinson get that tech than Pat Riley.
And Kerr is back at the free throw line. Well, what do you know?
Wow.
Well, that's emblematic of the kind of problems he's had in the playoffs here in the last couple of weeks.
It's really neat. Michael Jordan looked at him after he missed the free throw and said, wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised by that. He's trying to get him to relax a little also.
Scottie Robertson still staring at Steve Javie, and Pat Riley and Javie continue to chat, not amiably.
There goes his Christmas card.
Yeah. 6:10 to go first half. Hardaway 1 for 7 from the field. In the lane, impossible shot.
And this is Bill Cartwright was telling me before the game. That's why Steve Kerr and Tim Hardaway don't match, because Hardaway can go down on the post.
Riley's going to get Mourning back on the floor, too. It's Jordan, Kukoc, Brian Williams, Scottie Pippen, and Steve Kerr. And let's check in with Craig Sager.
Well, John Crotty has been diagnosed with a mild sprain of the right knee. Ice has been put on it right now in a wrap. And at halftime, they're going to the locker room to see if there's any way he can come back and play.
All right, Craig.
You can see him favoring it right away when he got up.
Jordan guarded by Anderson. Good defensive pressure.
And Steve Javie is getting tired of everybody talking to him. You know, he wants to look around and say, guys, just play. Let me do my job.
Another Chicago turnover. That's 11. The problem is Miami has converted thus far on only one of the last 9. See what they can do with this one. Here's Hardaway. Again, the penetration. Kicks it outside. Jamal Mashburn.
See, in that case, Mashburn took the shot, but he should have looked to the right. You got Dan Murley wide open also. You would rather have Dan Murley taking that three than Jamal Mashburn.
Miami 1 of 4 from three-point land. And this foul on Hardaway. Well, the Miami Heat were 6 of 22. 6 of 22 in the second half of game 1. And that cold streak has continued.
Well, they got off slow in this game. Then they start running a little bit. They cut the lead to 6, and now they're back to the half-court game. As long as the Bulls can keep them in a half-court game, they're in good shape. Something strange for the Bulls. They have 11 turnovers already. They only had 10 turnovers for the game in game 1. So, in Miami, at least on the other end, they're still defending.
Jordan with a thus far quiet night.
I think Michael Jordan comes out in games and he looks at he's a smart basketball player. He understands that in the other games I've been doing too much. I think this is something he set out in his mind to do, is to let other guys get off early to try to get their confidence up. And look, they're up 12 points without Michael Jordan scoring a lot.
Miami hasn't gotten to the free throw line. And Jordan gets 2, so Chicago now 6 of 9 at the line. Miami not getting to the line may not be bad news.
No, that's not bad news. The last game, that was a turnover. When they got to the line, you can count that as a turnover.
Hardaway finds Marley. Kukoc defends. Marley with the runner, and he draws the foul. Kukoc gave him the hip, and Marley will go to the free throw line.
You can see what Pat Riley is trying to do, though. They've had more penetrations already in this game than they probably had in the entire game 1. Now, it's not falling for them, but they are drawing fouls.
Marley at the line, his first tonight. And he will shoot one more. Rodman will come back on the floor for Chicago, replacing Kukoc. 31-19. Rodman and P.J. Brown.
And they really could use a lift from P.J. Brown. He has not entered into this series yet, with his play, and they need his emotional lift also. He does for the Heat what Dennis Rodman does for the Bulls.
And they match up against each other. Right side. Here's Rodman. Brown out with him. Scottie Pippen guarded by Marley. 4:40 to go in the first half of play. Brian Williams. A little too strong. Warning of the rebound. 3-on-3. Hardaway. Kicks it to Marley for 3.
There you go. Every time they push it up, they have not made them all, but they've gotten good, easy shots.
The 3-point in transition, and it's an 8-point margin now, 31-23. Rodman sets the screen. The switch, P.J. Brown on Jordan. The Bulls and their fans are calling for basket interference, and Alonzo Mourning immediately said, no.
And I think Alonzo's right, and I'm glad they didn't give it to him. He beat it to the backboard. You can see where Jordan was going the entire play on this one, and Alonzo beats it. If he had a shot that straight in, it would have been a goaltending, but Michael was trying to use the board, and Alonzo is a good ref.
Well, Michael Jordan spotted the mismatch with P.J. Brown, and bingo. Collier Brown Jr. goes to the bench with his 3rd foul.
Boy.
So a non-factor again tonight.
Yeah, so far at least in the half. And that happens. If you pick up 2 quick fouls, that is the worst. As a player, bad night. You start thinking it right away. Here we go. 2 fouls. Have to play 10-tip. I'm going to get my 3rd.
Next, Vashawn Leonard comes on. Vashawn Leonard playing with 2. Riley was telling us this morning, he told Vashawn Leonard, if you get 4, don't worry about picking up 5.
Well, what he's saying is you have to use all of them if you're going to guard Michael. And we have other guys if you foul out, but just stay aggressive.
Here's Leonard spotting up for 3. Underneath, Willie Anderson is fouled by Brian Williams.
And Vashawn Leonard would love to have that shot back. That's a shot when you get out of the game, you come back in, you hate being the guy wide open, and it always happens. They always find the guy who's been sitting the longest to take the wide open shot. And even though you're a great shooter like Leonard, you still can't make it.
In game one, he hit his first 4 shots, then missed one, but all 5 field goal attempts came in the first quarter.
And then 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. That's not good, though we need to make mention that he got into foul trouble. He sat on the bench a lot from that point on, but you still, if you're Vashawn Leonard, you got to try to find him and get him shots.
Willie Anderson rattled home his first free throw. He'll shoot another. Now, Judd Bushler, who has provided some energetic minutes off the bench for Chicago, replaces Brian Williams.
He's a scrappy player, and I know firsthand that he's a scrappy player.
You know, I've always admired your dental work, and I didn't realize until recently that it really was dental work.
Yeah, and it was caused by Judd Bushler. He hit me on a pick and roll and knocked 3 of my teeth out, and he reminds me every time he sees me.
He was reminding me tonight to bring it up on the air.
Yeah, he loves it. He thinks it makes him tough.
There's a putback from Pippen, 34-25 with 3:23 to go in the ball game. Nice pass from Hardaway. Alonzo Mourning.
And they got into their offense quickly. They get a great post up by Mourning. The Bulls don't have time to set their D. You know, as bad as Miami's playing offensively, you look at the score, 7-point game.
Kerr looks for Pippen, settles for Jordan. Not a bad option. Willie Anderson guards him. Michael in the lane has to adjust because of Mourning's help.
And great help and great defense by Willie Anderson.
Now Hardaway. Underneath, Rodman goes to the floor, hit by Mourning. Back to Marley. 3-second violation called on Alonzo Mourning. Well, Alonzo Mourning. Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Thus far, Phil Jackson has sent 3 men at Alonzo Mourning, Longley, Williams, and Rodman.
But when you catch the ball this low in the post, this deep, you can score all night. And if they get in their offense quickly like that, Alonzo's going to be able to do it. And look at the change of shot. Not his man, but he guards everybody on the court. He's a great help defender. And watch Dennis Rodman. I think that's a flop there, Vern. But it was a good flop.
Rodman did a Luganis without the pike. And Alonzo Mourning, again, a reminder, he is wearing kind of a rubber vest. It's not a flak jacket because he severely bruised his ribs when he was in the air, kind of helpless against Rodman the other night.
But he's a warrior, and you know he's going to bang. He has to play the way he plays, and that's physical basketball.
7-point game. Mourning switches out. Now they get in the corner to Scottie Pippen. And here's Judd Bushler. He finds Rodman. And Marley gets the rebound. Here's Hardaway. He's got Vashawn Leonard left side. Bushler has him. Marley with the screen. 2:15 to go. Willie Anderson. Rodman switches defensively. Nice touch underneath. Beautiful play.
Oh, great.
Tim Hardaway.
Pass. That's a nice look by Tim Hardaway. He saw it the entire way, and all he wanted to do was get that ball to Alonzo as quick as possible.
This is an 11-3 Miami run, and they have cut the margin to 5. Now Michael Jordan.
When the score is 29-34 with 1:51 left, I don't know if we can call anything a run.
Oh, the mind wanders. Here's Pippen, in and out. Mourning tips it, Willie Anderson. Anderson with 6 rebounds off the bench. 1:29 to go. The trap, Hardaway. Willie Anderson with the soft jumper from 15.
Didn't want it.
No.
You can see he caught that. He really didn't want to take that shot, but he was so wide open, he took it anyway.
Here's Kerr from Jordan to Bushler in the corner. Rodman tips. Has anybody ever been better than keeping the ball alive like that?
And he was fighting.
Marley might take the 3. Nope, he'll pass on it. Vashawn Leonard will take it. In and out. At the other end, Rodman waits.
He never noticed that Dennis Rodman was not down court. They could have taken their time and got any shot they wanted on that last possession.
Rodman, beauty. Oh, Bushler basket, free throw coming.
And even more important, Alonzo Mourning picks up a foul. Watch the pass here. Late help by Alonzo. Oh, not the foul you want to get.
Second foul on Alonzo Mourning. Bushler completes the three-point play. And that puts the lead back at 8 with 42 seconds to go. Well, Miami has not been shy about putting it up from three-point range. They've launched 13 threes tonight. They have hit, however, only 2 until this shot. Now make it 2 of 14.
Not the shot they needed.
Ten on the shot clock. Is a 5-second differential. Jordan. Mourning. Oh, wonderful job by Mourning. But what about the pass?
I don't know if that was meant for Judge Bushler.
I don't either.
But it worked.
And 4 unanswered to end the half. Now here comes, Steve Kerr got popped hard by Alonzo Mourning. And that's the end of the first half of play. Michael Jordan held only 7 points on 1 of 6. But Chicago has a variety of weapons, and they lead by 10, 39-29.
And just look at Dennis Rodman with the effort. That's what the Bulls have done. They have not scored well, but they've hustled well.
Too much time dribbling, trying to get the shots off the dribble instead of crisp passes. As for Miami, very upset with the rebounding edge that the Bulls have. They say they are taking care of the ball, not many turnovers, but doing a horrible job on the boards. Kurt?
All right, and Doc, go back to the point Pat Riley made with us before game 1. They can only win if they get the boards.
Yeah, if they get the rebounds. The only way you can run is you have to get the ball first. If they're not getting the ball, they can't run. If they're taking the ball out of bounds, they're in trouble because that means they're going to walk the ball up the court and the Bulls are going to set their defense. They need to cause some turnovers, they need to get on the boards, and they need to run.
Miami starting front court, 3 rebounds tonight. So as we get set for the third quarter for Chicago, it'll be Ron Harper, Pippen, Rodman, Longley, and Jordan, the starting 5. And Pat Riley counters with his starting 5. Hardaway, Mashburn, with Sean Leonard, Mourning, and P.J. Brown. Here's the first steal. It goes to Hardaway, and he puts it in over Ron Harper.
And that's a great way to get going, is get a layup. And we just said it. One thing they want to do is put some pressure on the Bulls, get some turnovers. They need easy buckets.
At one point in the first half, Chicago led by 13. Miami carved that lead down to 5. And here's Longley. Back to Harper, has to adjust, gets it to Longley. Oh, my goodness.
Well, he took it right at him because he knows Alonzo Mourning is thinking about fouls. Basically, he said either I'm going to dunk or you're going to foul me.
Now for Sean Leonard with Jordan doing the defensive work on him. Mashburn. Mourning sets a screen for Hardaway. And Ron Harper doing a good job of reaching in and harassing his Mourning. Foul by Longley.
And Ron Harper can do that. If you're not going to beat him by using your foot quickness, he's going to use his long arms and do it that way. Look at Alonzo going left, getting fouled, but that's what they want him to do. If he's going to go left, they're all right with that. And look at Luke Longley saying, you better foul me because I'm dunking the basketball. And that's a nice aggressive move by Luke Longley.
Mourning goes to the free throw line. His first trip there tonight. And he's had a wild ride at the free throw line throughout the playoffs. Well,
a bounce.
My goodness.
I don't call that a touch. I call that a bounce. And he got a nice bounce and the ball went in.
And that means that Miami is still perfect at the line tonight. They're 6 of 6.
Now Riley will be upset because they're not getting to the line enough.
2 of 2 for Alonzo Mourning. And the first 4 of the third quarter scored by Miami. I beg pardon? Chicago just had the Longley dunk. Here's Pippen. Jordan off the front rim into the hands of Alonzo Mourning.
And I look for him to try to assert himself a little bit more in this second half.
Michael Jordan, 1 of 7. Hardaway penetrates, kicks it too far outside.
And that's one thing they can do. Pat Riley is really concerned over them turning the ball over. Now, they didn't in the first half, but they still didn't run.
Shooting differential is 10% thus far, 41-33. Ron Harper looks toward Jordan, settles for Longley, and he goes right at Alonzo Mourning again. Rodman knocks it out of bounds.
And you know what Phil Jackson meant by saying we're dribbling too much. In the triangle offense, he wants the ball to move crisply and bodies to move, and that guy's dribbling using up clock.
Chicago trying to win for the first time ever in the playoffs. They were swept in round 1 in '92 by, rather Miami, swept by Chicago. Here's Hardaway with the jumper. Nice position underneath by Rashawn Leonard.
Yeah, kept alive by P.J. Brown, and maybe that can get him going. Now he's starting out this half with only 3 fouls. He can start asserting himself some for the Heat.
Brown works on Rodman. And Chicago-Miami hooked up in the first round last year. Chicago won 3-0. Pippen calls for it. Jordan 1 of 7 thus far. 3 on the shot clock. Double foul. P.J. Brown and Dennis Rodman. 4 for Brown, 3 on Rodman.
So, and that advantage goes to the Bulls because now Pat Riley has to take P.J. Brown. And this is what Riley said. He said one of his concerns with P.J. Brown, he feels he has to match Dennis Rodman in that type of play. He doesn't want P.J. to do that. He just wants him to go out and play his game. Dennis, a lot of the times, brings that out in you. He does the little things. He gets in your face. He irritates you. So you feel that you have to match that back with him, and you get called because then you're playing his game.
P.J. Brown tonight, 10.5 minutes, 4 fouls, no points, no rebounds.
And I think it's more mental right now with P.J. Dennis is doing those little things. He's getting under his skin a little bit. Besides that, he had fouls early, so he's playing tentative. That's a tough situation for P.J. Brown.
Looked like Marley might have gotten back on Rodman. He did indeed. Second foul on Marley. And you see the contact.
The little contact. Dennis is good also. He's physical, but he is pretty good actor himself.
Pippen. Too strong. Mourning with a rebound. 6-point lead. 41-35. Hardaway to Mourning. Jumper. No. Rebound, Ron Harper. Harper hurries across the timeline. And here's Scottie Pippen. Jordan in the post, goes right side. Jamal Mashburn comes out to help defensively. There's the entry pass to Longley. And a foul is going to be called on Mourning. Boy.
And he almost had to. Luke Longley was so deep in the paint. Alonzo Mourning gets caught behind Luke Longley. I mean, look right here. Alonzo gets caught, uses both hands to push, and you're going to get that call every time.
Third foul on Mourning. 8:32 to go. Third quarter of play. Pippen. Quickly into the hands of Rashawn Leonard. Mashburn right side. Jordan all over Rashawn Leonard. Now Mashburn guarded by Pippen. Oh boy,
what a night. And you know what? He feels he can do that. That is the first time in this game that Jamal Mashburn has posted up on Scottie Pippen. We remember Mashburn had 50 points by playing post offense against Pippen in the game when he was with the Mavs, and he's yet to do it. That's surprising to me.
Illegal defense is called against Miami. That is the first one in this series. Thus the warning. Watch Mashburn.
I mean, just look at this. This is just a sensational move. Going the opposite way. It's very rare that you see Pippen beat that easily. Mashburn is confident down on the post against Pippen. Why he's not taking him down there, I don't know.
This is as close as Miami has been since they trailed 10-8. Michael Jordan. Good defense by Bashawn Leonard. Good defense by Tim Hardaway. Nice defense by Michael Jordan. Pretty good move by Michael Jordan, but the shot doesn't fall. So they'll come back to the half-court set.
Yeah, and that was really a nice help on Bashawn Leonard with Michael Jordan getting the steal. Bashawn Leonard returned the favor by playing great defense on Jordan.
Michael Jordan 0 for 3 in the quarter, 1 for 10 in the game, and the lead is only 4. Exasperating night thus far for Michael Jordan, 1 of 5 against Leonard and scoreless against Hardaway and Mashburn. This is the 8th playoff game Michael Jordan has played against the Miami Heat. He has never scored less than 26 points in a game.
And here we should credit Bashawn Leonard. This goes to his highlight reel, Vern. He can tell guys, I guarded Michael Jordan one-on-one open court and I stopped him.
So it's a 41-37 game with 7:22 to go, third quarter. Here's Jordan to Harper. Now Pippen is guarded by Marley. Luke Longley. Alonzo Mourning plays with 3 fouls. Longley finds Judd Bushler in and out, rebound Mourning, and a chance to cut it to 2 or 1.
And Riley is excited because he knows his team has not played that well, but he has made the Bulls not play well either, and they're back in this basketball game.
Hardaway particularly has been cold tonight. Marley looks for Mourning. Hardaway off the pick. Now Mashburn. Bushler. Mashburn. It's a 2-point game.
And this is the type of game you steal, Vern. When you're struggling and you're the road team, yet you look up, you're only 2 points down. This is the type of basketball game that you have to steal.
In spite of it all, Phil Jackson maintains his stoic demeanor. Here's Pippen. Marley. Good defense by Dan Marley. Jordan over Bashawn Leonard.
Great D again by Bashawn Leonard.
A chance for a tie or the lead. Bashawn Leonard. No. They are 2 for 15 from 3-point range.
And they're getting looks. I mean, that was a great look for Bashawn Leonard. In most cases, he makes that shot.
Now the contrast in personalities on the coaching sides. Jackson maintains his sitting position. Arms crossed, Riley up, urging his team on. Away from the ball. Dan Marley, his third.
Now I want you to watch the defense by Bashawn Leonard. First of all, he fights him. He makes Michael Jordan catch the ball further out than he wants to. And then on the shot, watch how he closes on him. And he puts the hand in the face, a contest.
Jordan fights for position in the post. He's got it over Bashawn Leonard, and he finally ends the streak.
And the difference there is Michael Jordan caught that one in the paint, closer to the basket. He's able to take his shot.
Back to a 4-point margin. Jordan with his second basket tonight. They got Jamal, Scottie Pippen, his second.
And I like this. They see this is great recognition by somebody on the Heat, either Pat Riley or Tim Hardaway. They feel right now that Mashburn is filling in a little bit, and they're going to go to him, and they're going to post him up. I like that. I think they need to go right back to him.
Harper tries to get in the way with Hardaway. Here's Mashburn, fights for position against Scottie Pippen, and here's the battle. They'll isolate.
And they're going to give him a chance to work. Unfortunately, he's up against the best defender in the NBA, maybe.
Fade away. Got it!
Wow.
Oh, boy.
He is filling it.
Think they might go back to him?
Yes.
Here's Pippen at the other end. Marley has him. Hardaway on Harper. Bashawn Leonard on Michael Jordan. Bushler with the screen. 10 on the shot clock. Under 5 to go. Third quarter. Here's Longley. Off the front rim. Marley with the rebound. Miami with another chance to tie or take the lead. And Longley, I think, got caught away from the ball.
Yeah, he really did. Him and Alonzo got tangled up. What's interesting about this play, you can see them fighting out there. out of with the ball, Mashburn is saying, get out, Alonzo. I want to take the guy because I'm feeling it right now.
Mashburn will inbound. Now they switch Bushler on Mashburn. He fronts him. The double comes from Ron Harper. And a loose ball on the floor picked up by Judd Bushler.
Not the shot that he wanted. Ron Harper surprised him, and that's why that shot looked so poorly.
4:15 to go, third quarter. Longley on the pass from Harper. The jumper goes.
Boy, Luke Longley is having a nice offensive game for the Bulls. Another guy stepping up. They needed somebody else besides Scotty and Michael, especially when Michael is struggling the way he is tonight.
Back to a 4-point margin as Longley has picked up his 8th point. Now Mashburn out on the perimeter. Hardaway tries to get by Ron Harper, takes a tough jumper. And let's watch Longley in the post.
The thing I like is what Luke Longley is doing is he's going right away, not taking a lot of time. He's just being aggressive and going to the bucket. He would love to draw another foul on Alonzo Mourning.
Last foul called on Ron Harper. And the Miami Heat will take a timeout. 3:46 to go, third quarter, 4-point Chicago lead. Be there, coverage begins at 8 o'clock with a playoff preview show. The Jazz and the Rockets tomorrow night. It begins at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And let's check in with Craig Sager.
Well, Vern, when Michael Jordan is in scoring droughts like this, you sometimes wonder if he's all right. I checked with the training staff, also the coaching staff, and they assured me that he is not sick. He does not have the flu whatsoever. But surprisingly, he was yelled at halftime by the coaching staff for not running the offense. They said he was getting the team out of the triangle. So Michael right now possibly thinking it's too early to take the game over one-on-one, but maybe we'll see a different Michael in the fourth. Vern.
All right, Craig, thank you.
It's amazing. When Michael Jordan struggles, you just look for any reason. I guess Sidney Crawford has a pimple every once in a while, too, so you never know.
No.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's a heartbreak. Hardaway gets both free throws, and Miami 15 of 30 at the line in game one, and only 68% for the playoffs is a perfect 9 of 9 tonight. Bushler comes out to receive the ball, puts it back to Scottie Pippen. Pump fake. And Jamal Mashburn made contact, no foul called. Harper traveled. 13 Chicago turnovers.
Unusual for Chicago. They're a team that they do not turn the ball over. They only turn the ball over 10 times in game one. They have 13 already right now. You look at a 2-point game, Miami is happy.
Hardaway, Dan Marley. Now Mashburn off the screen from Alonzo Mourning. Mourning gets the pass and gets it back to Mashburn. Takes a three-pointer. That was for the lead. Longley gets the rebound. Chicago coming. 5 rebounds for Longley. So twice, 3 times now, Miami has gone down with the ball and a chance to get the lead. Jordan continues to struggle.
And he wanted it on that one. He motioned to get him the ball. He got it and didn't make it.
Back to Tim Hardaway. 2:45 to go, third quarter. Hardaway pick and roll with Mashburn. Penetrates. The switch. Alonzo Mourning off the dribble. In and out. Rebound, Ron Harper.
This game is the way it's being played right now. Everyone is struggling. It's going to come down to which star gets on a roll first.
Longley guarded by Mourning. And here's Bushler to Ron Harper. Hardaway out. Jordan wants it. Rashawn Leonard reaches over. Jordan kicks it outside. Pippen for 3. The lead is 5.
You knew one of the stars had to step up. Right now, Scottie Pippen, he makes that 3.
That causes Pat Riley to call for Willie Anderson. Mourning. Longley called for the foul. His third. Michael Jordan is struggling tonight.
Yeah, and you can see it. He wanted the ball right here. Gets it and gets his shot, but once again, hand in the face. On the other end, Alonzo Mourning struggling a little bit. Once again, great defense by Luke Longley, hand in the face.
Alonzo Mourning goes to the free throw line. He's hit 2 of 2 tonight. Jordan 2 of 12.
When you start thinking about that commercial, you know, I've missed many shots. I've missed game shots, but you know he's going to keep taking big shots.
26 times I've had the ball in my hand and been asked to make a game-winning shot and missed. Pat Riley was telling us he thinks it's the best spot that Michael Jordan's ever done. Here's Pippen. Kukoc is on the floor for Jordan. Here's Bushler, guarded by Marley. Pippen way off the mark. Mashburn gets it for Miami. 48-43. Marley for 3.
Boy, guys are getting open looks, and the shots aren't even close. Scottie Pippen just misses a three-pointer with an air ball. Then Marley shoots one, and it goes over the back of the basket. At one point, it was defense. Now it's both teams are just missing shots.
And how miserable has the three-point shooting been for Miami? They are 2 of 17.
And if you look at the Bulls, Scottie Pippen is really the only guy on the Bulls playing pretty well, and so is Luke Longley. Someone else on the Bulls, for them, has to step up.
Longley gets the pass from Bushler. Ike Austin on the floor now, and Longley fights his way in. Austin with a rebound. Neither team can buy a basket. Marley, too much. Let's go the other direction. Kukoc. Harper, nice strong move. He'll go to the free throw line.
And you can see right now Scottie Pippen going all over Tony Kukoc, and he's telling him, you missed me that last time. Look for me on the break. And you can see Scottie right there up under the basket. He was mad. Look at him. He's not happy. He wanted the ball.
And Kukoc has suddenly reverted to Croatian. Kukoc. Hey, I'm back in Split. I don't understand. 48-43, Harper. 49-43. A thing of beauty this is not.
But a close game this is.
Yes.
And so it can turn into something really special. We hope.
Harper with one more. Lead is back to 7. Hardaway picked up again by Harper. Austin sets a screen. Nice pick and roll. Ike Austin. Yes.
Nice pick and roll. Nice flow. You know, Ike Austin, you see that big body, you think he's not a shooter. He loves that little in-between jump shot right there. He can knock that down.
5-point game with 30 to go. In the third quarter, Austin out on Kukoc. Now gets back Brian Williams, and Austin had nothing to do but to foul him.
Yeah, and that's a good foul. Don't allow a guy to get an easy shot. Make him earn it on the free throw line. You can see it's a great pass by Scottie Pippen. He had a dunk, no dunks. Now make it, shoot it on the free throw line.
So Brian Williams shoots 2 with 23.7 left. Third quarter. Rashawn Leonard back on the floor. He'll replace Ike Austin. Randy Brown is going to come on for Chicago, replacing Ron Harper.
Ron Harper's had a nice game again defensively. Again, you won't see it. If you look at the stats, you'll say, oh, Ron Harper didn't play well. He played pretty big again tonight so far, he has. And you look at both teams, both guys have had a lot of rest. Alonzo's sitting resting. Michael Jordan is resting, recharging, something you never want him to do. And it's going to come down to energy down the stretch. If you're struggling offensively, you have to make things happen defensively to score, and both teams are struggling.
Brian Williams gets 1 of 2. We're at the 15-second mark of the third quarter. The Heat will play for the final shot. Mashburn guarded by Bushler. And he misses the shot, misses the putback. They have had ample opportunities. We've reached the end of 3. Jamal Mashburn had 6 in the quarter, but he missed a chance to cut the lead to 4 twice. Game 2, Eastern Conference Finals. The lead is 6 for Chicago. We are in Chicago, Game 2, Eastern Conference Finals between the Chicago Bulls and the Miami Heat. We come to you from the United Center out on Madison Street. And with the score 51-45, I'm tempted to say, welcome back to the start of the second half.
Oh, boy, I tell you, it's been an ugly game. We
have played 3, and we're getting ready to play the final stanza. Michael Jordan, along with his teammates, struggling tonight. They had 12 points in that quarter. Pat Riley agitated by something over on the sideline.
Well, he wanted them to inbound the ball because they wanted to get the ball up court. They took so long, the Bulls started pressing.
Pressure in the backcourt, and Willie Anderson finds Jamal Mashburn. Nice pass from Marley to Ike Austin, who was not ready for it.
He had a dunk, just didn't catch it. The pass was a little low, but he still goes to the free throw line. And that is how you beat the press. If the Bulls are going to press like that, you throw over top and you attack. And look at this trap. This is a nightmare when you have Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan reaching for the ball. You get it out and you attack.
Austin, a 78% free throw shooter. He's one of the few from Miami who has enjoyed success at the free throw line. And he gets them both, and the lead is 4.
And that shows concern on Phil Jackson. The Bulls don't trap as much as they used to, and I would say that's the only difference between this team this year and last year and the other past champion Bulls. They don't trap as much, but they use it when they have to, and it's a great trap.
Williams kicks it to Kukoc, makes sure he's at the three-point line, and misses. 4 of the last 20 shots now for Chicago.
And that's why you miss three-pointers. Sometimes you're so concerned about the line, you forget about your shot.
Rodman continues to sit. He played only 4 minutes in the third quarter. Mourning is on the bench for Miami. Stolen by Jordan.
You can see the Bulls, they're trying to turn up their defensive pressure, but they need to score.
Michael Jordan will have a chance to score for the Bulls at the free throw line.
He's aggressive, and you can see it.
And let's check in with Craig Sager.
Bernie did not have to be in the huddle to get the message from Phil Jackson. He took his blackboard and wrote very large numbers, 12 points in a quarter, go quick. He told the team they're playing great defense, keep that up. He said, but the offense is terrible. He wants them to pick up the tempo. Back to you, Bernie.
All right, Craig.
Same thing on the other end. You know, Miami have settled down and start playing in half court. It's tough to score on the Bulls. Well, the Bulls are having the same problem. So they want to go quick also. Now, they don't want to get an up and down game. They just, once they get the ball across half court, they want to attack earlier in the offense.
Back to a 6-point margin after Jordan cans both free throws. Now the pressure applied by Scottie Pippen on Jamal Mashburn. And Mashburn comes across the midcourt line.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, Scottie Pippen is all over him.
Mashburn for 3. Hardaway gets the offensive rebound. And a fresh 24. Tries to get by Brian Williams. Tony Kukoc picks up the loose ball. And then there is a foul.
And look at this. You know, the Heat, they allowed Mashburn to bring the ball up. But on Scottie Pippen, I don't know if you want that. That's why they turned the ball over. They ended up getting a quick shot. Mashburn took it, and it's due to Scottie Pippen's pressure.
Pippen and Kukoc, Brown, Williams, and Michael Jordan will spread the floor. Jordan, hand check foul, Willie Anderson.
And you can see Michael Jordan right now, every time he gets the ball, he's going right away. He's attacking. The Bulls are attacking on defense. Their trap has turned the ball over 2 times already in this quarter. They're starting to turn the game to their favor.
Jordan now in double figures with 11 points. Pippen. Out of bounds, Chicago ball. Hardaway, Anderson, Austin, Mashburn, and Marley for Miami. Pippen, turnaround, Nice roll.
That's something he's added to his game. Scottie Pippen, in the old school thought was, put a smaller guy on him. He doesn't have a great post-up. Now he does. The Bulls trap is starting to take over.
Another turnover. That's 3. Kukoc, Marley with the board. But the lead is suddenly up to 8. And the time, 9:50 remaining. Hardaway again having problems with his dribble. And Pat Riley calls timeout. 9:49 to go in regulation in Game 2. And now it's time to take a look at tonight's Dutch boy in the paint. Free throws. In the playoffs, Miami hitting only 67%. They've improved by a ton tonight. And the Bulls maintaining their 73-72% percentage.
Now I want you to take a look at this trap, Vern. This is what the Bulls do. They try to take the ball out of everyone's hands and make someone else bring the ball up. You can see the players not allowing any other passes. And what happens is Mashburn has to bring the ball up on one of the best on-ball defenders in the league in Scottie Pippen. And you can see him right there down in his defensive stand. He makes him pick up the ball. Look where he picks it up. Nowhere to go. That's the Bulls' defense.
Well, Randy Brown just went for the steal, which would have been the 4th turnover in this quarter, but he picks up the foul on Tim Hardaway.
And this is something Pat Riley complained about. He said when the Bulls do trap, they get away, they take liberties in reaching. They reach, they hit, they slap you on the arms and there are no calls. And he has worked the refs about that, and they've gotten the call so far tonight, Vern.
Randy Brown with 3 fouls. Here's Ike Austin. Williams defends him. Rodman stays on the bench. They kick it out. That's for 3. Willie Anderson, no. Austin tries to keep it alive. Pippen is loose at the other end. Here comes Jordan. Hardaway gets back. Michael Jordan will come back outside. Randy Brown looks for Pippen. The mismatch with Hardaway on it. Now back to Randy Brown. Penetrate. Nice pass.
Oh, wow.
Brian Williams misses the dunk, and Hardaway comes out with it. Got away with the travel himself, I think. Brian Williams, who missed 2 from 2 feet in Game 1. And another turnover. Jordan. Ike Austin.
Yeah, I want you to look here at Brian Williams, and this is what distracted him. He looked down, he saw a guy under his feet when he was dunking that basketball, and he missed the dunk. That's a big dunk to miss.
Michael Jordan will inbound. Ike Austin picked up that last foul. And Chicago will be in the penalty for the last 8 minutes and 51 seconds.
And that's big because you know Michael Jordan can draw fouls, and so can Scottie Pippen.
Pippen with the jumper. Off the mark. Rebound, Jamal Mashburn.
There's been some ugly shots in this game, and he tried to bank that.
Not only has this not been a Rembrandt, this hasn't been a Grandma Moses.
I don't know Grandma Moses.
Well, I'm old enough to remember. It's an age thing. Whistle, foul. Williams, his 3rd. Alonzo Mourning still on the bench.
He is so antsy right now. You can see him with his hand on the other seat to push himself up. He wants to get back in this. He said, hey, I have to be able to play better than what I'm seeing out here on the court.
8:10 to go. 8-point Chicago lead. Mashburn. Now here's Pippen and Mashburn again. 5 on the shot clock.
I think they need to go to that a little bit more. This is the first game he's done it, and they need to go back to it. I think he has an advantage down there on the post.
That's off Scottie Pippen, Miami ball. Brian Williams tried to find Pippen. 7:46 remaining in regulation play, and Mourning now convinced Pat Riley to put him back in the game.
And taking Tim Hardaway out, so right now, Mashburn is your point guard. Pat Riley has decided the small unit didn't work, so we're going to go with our big unit now. And they are big.
The thought comes to mind what Pat Riley told us in February, although that play belied it, that Mashburn he felt was his best ball handler.
Yeah, he says he's not only his best ball handler, but he might be the best passer on his team. That's nice when you're that big. You look at this team right now that Miami has out on the court. He's forcing Phil Jackson to make moves. The smallest guy on the court as far as height is Dan Marley, who is 6'6" or 6'7".
Brown just picked up his 4th foul, so Judd Bushler takes his place. Let's set the lineups for you. Here's Mashburn, Mourning, Anderson, Marley, and Ike Austin for Miami.
So what Pat Riley has basically said, Bert, is we can't run. So we're going to try to pound it, go low. We'll play slow now.
Austin off the dribble. Loses control. Mourning saves it and kicks it back to Mashburn. 5 on the shot clock. Underneath to Austin with the jumper. Got it.
Now it's the Bulls' turn to run because they are the smaller team now. And for them to score over these big guys, they're going to have dribble penetration and try to run the ball.
Bushler and Jordan, Pippen, Kukoc, and Brian Williams. Michael Jordan finds Kukoc, gets a beautiful return pass, and Mourning is there with a block. That's 3 blocks for Lonzo Mourning.
And he's always there. He is a great help defender.
4-point margin, 6:40 to go in regulation. Deshaun Leonard getting ready to come back on for Miami. 3-pointer, Marley. Oh, man!
You better call a timeout because that's a guy, when he gets it going, he'll start making them from everywhere, and that's what the Bulls do. They call a timeout.
A 7-0 Miami run. And they have pulled to within 1 with 6 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in regulation. Here's the bench scoring and the contribution rebounding tonight. Anderson with 4, Austin with 8, and Marley with 8 now.
Yeah, and that's big. The bench, again, of Miami is outplaying the Bulls bench. And that's why they're still in the game, because everyone is stepping up for Miami.
Well, they are not afraid to launch it from 3-point range. They're 3 of 20. Let's check in with Craig Sager.
We are approaching record-breaking ground right here. The lowest scoring playoff game in history was 71-74, Fort Wayne against Syracuse back on April 7th, 1955. I can tell you something about the game. Johnny Red Curd, the announcer for the Bulls, played in it, and it was in Indianapolis because the Bowling Congress was going on in Fort Wayne.
I can tell you something else. Dolph Shays played in it. I watched it.
I can tell you something. I didn't watch it.
6:13 remaining. Pippen off the front edge. Jordan. That is only the 3rd basket tonight for Michael Jordan. He is now 3 of 14.
And he's just trying to do it in any way he can right now. Defensively or getting second shots. Second shots are what killed the Heat in game 1. They cannot allow it here in game 2.
Austin. Oh, boy.
That is a nice move. I can guarantee you they didn't draw that one up.
That crawled up and over the rim. Ike Austin 6 in the quarter. Here's Jordan. Pippen. Willie Anderson with the foul.
Take a look here at Ike Austin. I mean, Dennis Rodman plays defense. Great help by Scottie Pippen. And he just makes the shot.
Johnny Red Curd. I think somebody whispered you're on television.
Yes. I think he likes it.
Johnny, this way. He has been a long-time broadcaster for the Chicago Bulls. I tell you, he and Tom Dorr, his broadcasting partner, that's the tallest broadcasting team in history. Tom is 7 foot.
You know they play basketball when you look at them.
They're sitting on the floor there, guys. 5:25 remaining in regulation. 59-56. Pippen now with 21 points. Screen set by Alonzo Mourning. Now the screen set by Ike Austin. Pick and roll from Hardaway. Rodman's back on the floor. Austin. Great defense by Rodman. Oh, my!
Wow. That's twice. Big shots by Ike Austin. He got away right there with the clear out with the opposite arm. But the fact that he made that shot is huge.
5 to go. Austin is 5 of 6. That one knocked out of bounds by Tim Hardaway. Watch the clear out from Ike Austin.
And that's twice Miami. When Mashburn got going, they gave him the ball. They see Ike Austin 2 times in a row. It goes to him. He should get it the 3rd time also.
Jordan. just inside the arc. 20-second timeout, Miami.
And there's certain guys in this league that will make a coach call a timeout. Michael Jordan just made a tough shot. Pat Riley jumps up and calls a timeout.
Timeout is called with 4:42 to go in regulation play, and Jordan, who was 2 of 13, has now hit his last 2 shots.
And I can tell you as a player, there's nothing you enjoy more than when you make a shot and the coach jumps up and calls one. You feel real good.
Well, our coverage of the NBA playoffs will conclude tomorrow night from the Summit in Houston, Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals. The Utah Jazz trying to get to the finals for the first time ever with Malone and Stockton, and they take on the Houston Rockets, leading in that series 2 games to none. The broadcast begins at the pregame show at 8 o'clock Eastern. 61-58. What has been a somnolent crowd suddenly comes alive now after Jordan hit those 2 baskets.
Because they can sense what's going on here. The Bulls have not played well, neither have the Heat, but the Heat is still in this game, and they're a little worried.
Deshaun Leonard goes baseline from the corner for 3. Willie Anderson, no. Jordan rebound. Foul by Mourning.
Michael Jordan is everywhere right now. Everywhere. Even telling Dennis Rodman to relax.
Loose ball foul on Alonzo Mourning, his 4th.
You can see it here, just trying to basically throw Luke Longley out of the way and then going over Michael Jordan's back. But 4 fouls at this point in the game is not that big of a deal. I'm really surprised that Pat Riley went back to his smaller lineup. I thought the big lineup put them back in the game, and immediately he went back to that small lineup. I don't know if I would not have stayed with the bigger lineup since it was working until it stopped working.
Now they changed the foul, and it's given to Ike Austin instead of Alonzo Mourning. So Mourning gets a reprieve and stays on the floor with 3. Michael Jordan with 1 more free throw.
Yeah, he's going to stay on the floor regardless now. There's only 4:25. Every player out there, they're out there for the remainder. Foul trouble won't count anymore in this game.
5-point margin, 4:20 to go. Hardaway. Mourning, Marley. Jordan out on Deshaun Leonard. Here's Marley for 3. Pippen got there just in time to alter the shot. 4 to go.
Michael wants the ball again.
Leonard guards him.
And he's shooting this if he can.
Skip pass to Harper for 3.
Oh, boy. Made a big one in game 1. Just did it again. All calls by Michael Jordan. It was almost a replay from game 1. Michael Jordan draws a double team. Miami, they say, Michael, make Ron Harper make the shot, and he does.
Both teams, or rather Miami with 2 timeouts left, Chicago with 3. Chicago also has a 20, neither has a foul to give. Ron Harper, now in his 11th year, has become the man of the killer threes. He had a great 3 in game 1 and a significant 3 here in game 2.
And here comes the press again.
A 7-0 Chicago run. Back to Hardaway. 6 on the shot clock. Austin with the jumper, no. Jordan tips it out. It's saved by Miami in the hands of Marley.
Big second shot for Miami.
Now the trap. In the corner, Marley for 3. Right to Hardaway. He'll penetrate. And is fouled in the paint.
You can see what Miami is trying to do. They're trying to spread the floor, dribble, penetrate, and get guys open for 3-point shots.
Hardaway goes to the free throw line. He's 3 of 3 at the free throw line, but significantly only 3 of 12 from the field.
Yeah, he is really struggling, and if they get in the half-court game, Riley said something before the first game. He said, we get in a half-court game. The guy who struggles the most is Tim Hardaway because now he's trying to shoot the basketball over Ron Harper, who is 5 inches taller than him.
Tim Hardaway gets 1 of 2, but troubles from the field where he is 7 of 26. 3 to go in regulation. Game 2. Game 3 in Miami on Saturday. Deshaun Leonard, foul.
And this is where the penalty comes back into play. The difference is when Miami goes to the line, they make 1 or 2. You get Michael Jordan on the line, most of the time he makes it, and he's going to force you to foul him.
Jordan, 9 of 10. Had a miserable first 3 quarters. 2 of 13. 2 of 12, rather.
How good are you? You have 19 points and you're miserable. You know, that's amazing.
2:45. Leonard chased by Jordan.
Look where they're at. Look at the Bulls defense.
Hardaway. Alonzo Mourning misses the putback, gets his own follow, misses that one, and it comes down to Rodman.
He had point-blank looks. But the Bulls defense, they're choking the Miami offense, forcing them to take long three-pointers right now.
Do you believe this score with 2 minutes to go? 68 to 59. Jordan. Shot clock violation.
And Jordan is so upset at Scottie Pippen right now that Jackson is laughing. Jordan throws it to Pippen. He's wide open for the 3. He throws it back to Michael Jordan. Jordan's looking at him like, are you crazy right now? Oh, even Jackson thought it was funny.
Austin will rest. Jamal Mashburn back on.
They're still talking about it.
2 to go, 68-59. Miami is 3 of 24 from three-point range. Mashburn, fadeaway. Pippen was there. Saved by Jordan. Well, in game 1, and we talked about the suffocating Miami defense in the fourth quarter. And here's a foul.
Scottie Pippen.
On Scottie Pippen. It was the Miami Heat who went on a 7-0 run, and a technical foul has just been called on Chicago. .132 to go in regulation, 68-59. Here's Jordan called for the moving screen.
Good call. He did move. It wasn't much, but they called it. They call it on Alonzo all the time. So they got a little upset. Michael Jordan or Scottie Pippen, I'm not for sure which one got the tech, but I think it was Michael Jordan.
It was Jordan. So Hardaway goes to the free throw line to shoot the technical.
So that's 2 technicals for Jordan now. So he is starting his own technical streak. He wants to keep up with Dennis Rodman.
Miami with 1 timeout remaining. 90 seconds to go. Hardaway. Screen from Mashburn. Bushler's on to guard Marley. Hardaway backs up. Pippen's out. They kick it to Deshaun Leonard. Touch in the corner. Mashburn, no. 3 of 25 from three-point range.
Yeah, they've got the looks, and you can see them. They spread the court that time, was patient, got the shot they wanted, just didn't go in.
Here's Pippen. Jumper.
Took that one right away. Took that one right away. And what happened there, that he tried to trap, that's something they're not used to doing, and they leave a guy wide open.
Hardaway with the runner. Got 1 to go. A 7-0 Miami run made it 59-58. Phil Jackson called timeout. Hardaway with a foul on Ron Harper. And Pat Riley decided during the timeout to go from a big lineup to a small lineup. Chicago came out and went on their own 7-0 run.
Yeah, and I think for a change, Pat Riley might have outfoxed himself on that one, because that big lineup is what made the run. That was a 7-0 run. It forced Phil Jackson to call a timeout. Phil Jackson was making substitutions to counteract the big lineup, and Riley went back to the small lineup. I think he wanted to, once it got to a one-point game, then turn it into an up-tempo game. He probably should have settled for the slowdown game with the big unit.
Syracuse and Fort Wayne in 1955 with 145 combined points. I think George Yardley played in that game. 40 seconds to go. Well, if you like offense, this was not exactly your dish. But if you like defense, seen a little tonight. Rodman.
And that was a foul. He attempted to foul him on purpose to make him shoot free throws. That's what Dennis Rodman was doing. Now, Dennis does nothing lightly, Vern. That was a hard foul. And the refs are thinking, they're trying to decide, should they call a flagrant foul or not? They don't know what to call. And then Alonzo pushes, so they're in a predicament now. They have to call something or nothing.
Rodman gave him a body wrap.
And I like this. That's smart. Now what Dennis is doing, he knows he can foul and make Alonzo make free throws. It was a hard foul, didn't do anything, really held his arms up so it wouldn't be a three-point play, and didn't let him go. I like that all the refs did was call a foul. No overreactions by anybody.
Mourning gets the free throw. Rodman picks up just a foul. Later tonight, Cheryl Miller joins Vince Cellini back in our Atlanta studios on Inside the NBA. They'll preview the Jazz Rockets Game 3, have highlights from our game. And it'll be live from our virtual reality studio. That's coming up after the game.
When we talked about the Big Two having to play big for Miami to win, Tim Hardaway has struggled, and in this half, Alonzo has not made a field goal. So that's tough for you to win if you're the Miami Heat, if your Big Two is not playing well.
Foul is on Mashburn. 32 seconds remaining. Well, this is our final game of the playoffs and indeed of the season, and it's taken the combined efforts of a lot of folks to put all this together. I want to thank all of our technicians led by our technical director, Dennis Stone, our technical and unit managers, our production assistants, C.J. Botita and John Walsh, our associate director, who's working on about 2 hours sleep, Teddy Ballard, our director, Lonnie Dale, our producer, Mike Burks, and our statistician, Brian Taylor. Harper misses.
Well, they don't want to end this game pretty, the Bulls, because it's been ugly the entire game. So you have to at least miss one of the free throws.
I mean, I look up at that score and I think 70-64, okay. And then you realize there are 32 seconds remaining in the game.
But the winner will take it.
Yes.
The winner will take it no matter what the score is.
Miami Heat have called timeout. 71-64. It's a 7-point game.
Jazz Rockets tomorrow at 8. Get the NBA playoffs on TNT.
I'm a user for life.
Yeah. Well, the Rodman Mourning battle continues during free throws, Doc.
Well, it's mind games now. It's 32 seconds left. Dennis knows that the game is over. So now he's having fun. He's trying to get in Alonzo's mind, and you can see it right there. What did I do? Well, you just grabbed my arms, you pulled my shorts up, and I'm getting sick of you. That's what Alonzo was saying. And Dennis is saying, I'm going to keep doing it because I want to get into his head.
Eastern Conference Finals continue from Miami on Saturday afternoon at 3:30 and Monday at 3:30, Memorial Day. NBC will televise those games as well as Game 5, 6, and 7 if necessary. Dan Marley will inbound, guarded by Judd Bushler. Alley-oop, Alonzo Mourning puts it in. 5-point game. 30.7 remaining. Foul in the backcourt. Michael Jordan will go to the free throw line where he has excelled tonight. He's 11 of 12.
If you look at 5-point game, it's 29.8 seconds left. This game is not over, except for you got Michael Jordan on the free throw line. That's who the Bulls would love on the free throw line. If you're Miami, the guy you really want to foul is Scottie Pippen, who is not a good free throw shooter.
Points for the evening. But 12 of them have come at the free throw line. Willie Anderson on, replacing Alonzo Mourning.
But that's what great players do. They can struggle and still contribute. And I think he's done it in a lot of ways. He has 8 rebounds already. He has 20 points, so the numbers are good. And Dennis Rodman is turned around right now yelling at Alonzo.
Are you a lip reader?
No, I'm not. I don't want to be.
I could tell what Alonzo said, and we can even repeat it. He just looked at Rodman, and he said, "You're sick." Hardaway gets a basket. 24 seconds remaining. Jordan fouled in the backcourt by Vashawn Leonard.
Now, Miami scores quickly, but Michael Jordan gets back to the free throw line.
Michael Jordan struggling tonight. And congratulations to Scottie Pippen, though, our Bud player of the game with 23 points, 9 of 21. He was not all that excellent from the field, but 7 rebounds and 3 of 8 from three-point range.
Today, 9 for 21 is on fire.
That's right. Michael Jordan with another free throw. Well, you talked in game 1 about the way Chicago excelled defensively. You think they put their stamp on this one defensively?
Yeah, I think this is a defensive game, but I just think both teams shot poorly. I thought in game 1 it was Chicago's defense that took it over. I think both defenses played well. They're going to play well throughout this series, but I thought both teams shot the ball poorly tonight.
The three-point woes continue for the Miami Heat. Jordan gets it to Pippen in the corner to Jud Bushler. Rodman back to Pippen. He'll play keep away. This one is in the books. Ugly as it was, it goes in the books as a Chicago victory. 75 points for the victorious team, 68 for the Heat. And let's check in with Craig Sager.
Well, Michael, one time you scored 63 points yourself in a playoff game. What happened here tonight with both teams?
You know, I couldn't get a rhythm to my shot, and I guess the good thing about it that other players came in and gave me some support offensively. But our defense was really active, and we were able to contain their offense too. We got ourselves in sync a little bit, and we had to do what we had to do down the stretch.
When you're only 2 for 12 after 3 quarters, were you starting to believe maybe that latest Nike ad where you talk about all the times you failed?
You just try to think of something positive, because nothing seems to work. You have good looks at it, and you just don't want to rush. You don't want to be hesitant out there, and in situations where you can penetrate, be the focus, and dish it off like I did to Ron Harper to knock the 3 in. You try to be effective in that way. You just have to give up on your offense to some degree.
Talk to us. Let's go over to Vern at the table.
All right, Craig, the final score is 75-68. Scottie Pippen, our Bud player of the game. He's going to join us shortly. But our final score, 75-68. Chicago goes up by 2. Stay tuned now for Inside the NBA. And tomorrow night, of course, the Rockets and Utah in Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals. For Doc Rivers and Craig Sager, I'm Vern Lundquist saying so long from Chicago.